Rain chances for now, just partly cloudy and dry other than a few isolated showers and weak storms. Our temperatures are going to be taking a dip though after we get some rain on Saturday and early Sunday. Notice we'll be back to around average, if not slightly below average, early next week. I'll have more details on those temperatures and our next chance of rain coming up tonight at 10.
This is PTV, your home for memorable.
Say hello to May and very warm temperatures. Highs are going to be well above average tomorrow, with the rain chances well below average. But as we go into the weekend, we'll have a higher chance of rain followed by quiet weather next week. I'll have all those details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 10, honoring fallen Deputy Brandon Sykes, how a local designer is raising money for the officer's family. Also ahead, checking on the progress to transform the former weed school, as your news at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF, News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Hey everybody, I'm Brad Means. We do appreciate you joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with the effort to honor two local deputies. One of them killed, one of them injured in a shooting Saturday. Now a local design company is hand-making 3D printed brick figurines to try to raise money for the families. Here's Hannah McDonald.
Daniel Designs is making these 3D printed brick figures in honor of Deputy Brandon Sykes, who was killed, and Deputy Gavin White, who was severely injured Saturday when they were shot by a suspect during a traffic stop. Chris Daniel, who co-owns Daniel Designs, also asked JB, who hand-makes specialized pens, to help him with the fundraiser. Daniel gets emotional talking about the tragedy that occurred this weekend and says their only wish is to help the community and the families of Deputies Brandon Sykes and Gavin White.
It's a hard thing to lose an officer. Excuse me. And especially when they're a friend or they have children and families themselves. My stepfather was law enforcement, and like I said, I have buddies that are law enforcement, so I will do anything and everything I can to help their families.
Daniel details exactly what the 9.5-inch figurines will look like.
So they will look very similar to this, except for it will have the ball cap, and the ball cap will say sheriff. The badge on the chest will have the black stripe across it. You can get one without the black stripe if that's what you want.
The figurines will be $40. The pens JB is selling will have a blue stripe on them and will be selling for $65. Daniel and JB say it's an honor and privilege to be able to help by doing something they both love.
I'm legally blind, so it is something I could do to help out and just let my heart be in my stuff for those families.
Retired military and being in this type of situation during my time, I'm very appreciative of the job they do and the risk they take, and this is our way of giving back.
For sure.
You can find them here at the Evans Town Center this Saturday at the Evans Market if you wish to purchase one. In Evans, Hannah McDonald, WJBF, News Channel 6.
And this community continues to support the Columbia County Sheriff's Office after Saturday's shooting in so many ways. Leadership Columbia County, for instance, wanted to make bows and ribbons and put them along the procession route for Deputy Sykes' funeral on Monday. Carolina Pottery heard about that, and they said, hey, let's give free ribbons to Leadership Columbia County and help them make the bows.
We decided that we would go ahead and donate the ribbon, and we would go ahead and make as many ribbons as we could for them in the amount of time that we had available, just to be able to line the poles and be able to, again, show our respect and condolences to the fallen officer.
Julie Kelly with Leadership Columbia County encourages people to line up along that procession route on Monday to show their support for the Sheriff's Office. And take a look at it. It's going to start at 11:20 Monday morning. Law enforcement and the Sykes family are going to leave Thomas Poteet and Son Funeral Home on Davis Road. Then they're going to go up to Washington Road, to Ronald Reagan Drive, and then on to Evans Town Center Boulevard and the Performing Arts Center. The funeral set for noon, followed by a 21-gun salute and a flyover outside. As we take a first look at our weather, Jenna is standing by with that. Nice night out there for sure, Jenna.
Yeah, nice and comfortable again, Brad. Things are looking good as we take a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam in Swainsboro. As for our Almanac at Augusta Busch Field, we had near average low temperatures, started out at 53, but then 6 degrees above average when it came to our afternoon highs. Got all the way up to 88. Our record is 93, set back in the 1980s, and we're not seeing any 90-degree weather just yet, but we're getting awfully close. The temperature change map is showing places anywhere from around 2 to 6 degrees warmer than it was this time last night, and that's putting our temperatures in the upper 60s through mid 70s still. Some pretty warm temperatures in Evans, 75, 72 in Allendale, Bamberger at 74, Aiken sitting at 72, Crawfordville at 71, and 75 in Waynesboro. So Augusta is our coolest spot right now. Dew points are in the lower 60s. We have more moisture that's moved in thanks to the south wind. That's coming in at 7 miles per hour in Augusta, 6 in Aiken, and our satellite radar is showing mostly clear conditions. We had some passing clouds earlier today, but overall pretty quiet and dry weather for us. Some warm fronts to the north of us, that's why we have the warmer temperatures today. And then back towards the west, we have this line of showers and storms bringing severe weather across Arkansas at the moment. Now for us tomorrow morning, things are looking good, upper 50s to low 60s. With just some clouds. Now looking ahead, you can see 20% chances of rain Thursday and Friday, and then a higher rain chance on Saturday. I'll have more details coming up in the full forecast, but back to you, Brad.
Jenna, thanks. Clean energy jobs in the spotlight in Georgia today, where one of the Peach State's senators is leading the way. Here's Atlanta Bureau Chief Archit Seshadri.
Climate Power says there have been more investments for clean energy over the last 3 years in the country, but under the current administration, 95 projects are delayed, which has impacted 62,000 jobs.
And my message today is simple. If Republicans repeal these manufacturing incentives, it could be catastrophic for Georgia's economic development. The manufacturing incentives that we passed into law have driven more private investment into new industrial plant.
Senator Ossoff says if Republicans in Congress repeal the manufacturing tax credits for clean energy, it could cut $28 billion in investments in Georgia and cut 42,000 clean energy jobs.
Our manufacturing economy is already, as we stand now, hemorrhaging as businesses are paralyzed by the administration's incompetence and economic mismanagement. And if we compound those mistakes, if Republicans then repeal these federal manufacturing incentives, which are so important to our economic future, our energy future, and our environmental future, my constituents in Georgia will suffer and the entire nation will pay the price. You have all seen the exciting, massive announcements and progress in renewable and advanced energy manufacturing, electric vehicle and battery manufacturing, semiconductor related manufacturing. And all of that is at risk.
Of the 48 projects in Georgia, Ossoff says manufacturing could face the ripple effects if their tax credits are repealed. Reporting in Atlanta, Archit Seshadri, Atlanta Bureau Chief.
Back in Augusta, where development of the Weed School property still in limbo. Residents from Augusta is going to alter its Broad Street construction plans, responding to concerns about the loss of parking. Merchants downtown want all 760 parking places on Broad Street restored after construction. But even after making these changes, plans call for a loss of 170, and traffic engineers say, look, parking spaces are bigger now. The standards are different. Either way, Broad Street's going to lose at least 140.
Everything that has to do with the infrastructure of Broad Street needed to be brought up from the standards that were in place 40 years ago to the standards that are in place today. So even if we did nothing but just resurface Broad Street and reinstall all the parking as it is, we would get about 620 parking spaces.
The city also recommending turning Reynolds Street into a 2-lane road and making Ellis Street one-way. That would create 400 more parking spots.
And tomorrow's the first day of May, and it will be very warm. Also mostly dry for now, but a higher chance of rain coming our way Saturday, followed by quiet weather and a bit of a cool down next week. I'll have a look at those temperatures when we return.
When we have the food we need, we are at our best. we push further. We rise higher. We unlock our full potential. When we are at our best, we have more to offer the world around us. When we have the food we need, we make our communities stronger. Together, we can help everyone get the food they need to thrive. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. On the CW.
5th anniversary. When quality matters, call BuzzFeed's, trusted since 1945.
For years, WJBF News Channel 6 and our partners have championed local families through our Children First campaign. Together, our mission has always been to strengthen our community by uplifting children and their families across the CSRA. Count on News Channel 6 as we make a difference in the lives of local children. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/Children First. WJBF News Channel 6's Children First initiative is sponsored by Bridgestone and by Costello Law Firm. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. This morning we had some very special visitors. These are high school students from Lincoln County, and they came to do a studio tour with meteorologist John Lynn, and I heard that they had a fantastic time. I heard the highlight was trying out the green screen with the green shirt on, because that always makes you disappear, and it's something I can't wear, but the students have fun with it during our tours. So thank you guys so much for coming. I heard from their teacher that they were doing fantastic this school year, and this was their reward to come down to the studio here in Augusta. So I hope you guys had a great time, and we hope to see you again next year. Here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam now in Aiken County. It's a nice, quiet, and dry night, sitting at 67 degrees, pretty mild. A southeast breeze of 7 miles per hour. Dew points are in the lower 60s, and we're still seeing a lot of 70s even at the 10 o'clock hour. 76 in Waynesboro, 75 in Sandersville. Upper 60s though in Washington, 72 in Aiken, and 71 in Saluda. We had some clouds at times today, but overall we had a good amount of sunshine, and all of the activity from this low pressure system is well to the west of us. We have a warm front and a cold front, and in between that we have an area of rain and storms, and this system has been producing severe storms today and even a couple tornadoes. Right now that leading line is right across the Mississippi River here, with luckily some weakening storms now. We're mostly just seeing some special weather statements, but they have seen a ton of rain from that event, and we could use some rain here in town. Notice for the month of April, we've officially only picked up 1.43 inches when typically we're supposed to get at least around 4. But we'll be seeing some rain for that first weekend of May. It's just not looking like it'll be a washout all weekend by any means. Now for tomorrow, things look mostly dry, starting out at 60, climbing into the mid-80s in the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds. Our futurecast tomorrow at 3 showing some pop-up showers and maybe a couple weak storms north of I-20. Most of us staying dry though, so really not a lot going on. As we go into the overnight hours, that's when we have a better chance of seeing some showers move in, may hit Richmond County and some of our southern line counties, but then we're back to dry weather for Friday morning, so no issues with your morning commute. As we go into the afternoon on Friday, more of the same, pop-up showers and storms, a better chance in some of our southeastern counties. And then the majority of the rain will move through on Saturday, and it looks to be later in the day Saturday, which is good for the Peach Blossom Festival and any activities you may have going on earlier in the day. But you can see by Saturday around dinner time, widespread showers and maybe a few heavy downpours possible. Now overall, this is beneficial rain. It should be out of here by late Sunday morning, and the rest of your weekend will be dry. A lot of us not getting more than 1/4 of an inch of rain, but if we have some heavier downpours and thunderstorms, we could be talking over an inch. That 10-day forecast is showing the rain chances lingering into Sunday morning, but back to mostly sunny and dry conditions next week, and a bit of a cool down, going from the upper 80s down to near average temperatures in the low 80s and lows in the low 50s. Now back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna. Limestone University is closing its doors for good. How the decision is impacting those on campus next.
It's traumatizing when you have a sick child. Then you are tired, very, very tired. The doctors told us, you are a part of the medical team. You need to sleep, eat, drink, shower, because when you are healthy, you can take care of your child. The Ronald McDonald House is next to the hospital. They have a washing machine, kitchen, beds were very good, but it's also being with parents of other children that are sick. So you can talk and you can cry, and maybe you can laugh, but it's very important for healing yourself. The house understood what our needs were. There was someone that gave you a hug, a cup of tea, and that's very important, just to have someone who is taking care of you a little bit.
Whether you're seen on the
Every day, ordinary people in the CSRA do extraordinary things to serve our community. Each month, News Channel 6 recognizes these outstanding volunteers with the Giving Your Best Award. Do you know an everyday hero who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award by visiting WJBF.com and filling out the entry form.
Sponsored by Science Co, Piedmont Augusta, Security Federal Bank, and News Channel 6.
Limestone University says there is not enough money to keep the school up and running after the semester. Faculty members say they have to be out of their classrooms by May 9th, and students, well, they're feeling the pressure to find their next home. Taylor Farmer has more.
Since 1845, Limestone University has offered higher education. 180 years later, it's now set to close.
The people I met, it's probably the best thing that could have happened to me in life.
As professors and staff pack their things, and students pack up their dorms, many tell me questions still remain.
What happened to all the money? Where'd all the money go?
The problems didn't happen overnight, and they probably could have been addressed sooner.
What happens next for the students, the staff, and what happens to these buildings that make up this campus? It's all to be determined. Professor Paul Lefrancois, who tells me he's taught at Limestone University for 40 years, says it's always been about the students. The closure of the school for him is harder thinking about them.
Yeah, if you can make a little difference in their lives to help them progress and maybe broaden their horizons, that's the joy of it.
Last week, Limestone University representatives said they had a potential funding source and that the school possibly could stay open. The school says millions of dollars were donated to them through their Together for Limestone campaign, launched just days before a decision was reached to close.
Why didn't we do anything sooner? Most kept spending money when we shouldn't have been.
A lacrosse player I spoke with today says despite the school's closing and trying to figure out his next steps, his team is continuing their journey to try and win a Division II national championship. It would be the sixth for the school since 2000. Quinn Matthews has an even heavier burden as he tells me he's trying to follow in his father's Hall of Fame footsteps, who was on that first national championship winning team. And this is his last chance.
Getting to share that experience with my father, I hear him talk about it all the time, it's one of the best experiences he's ever had, in his life, and, this place is very special to him, and, to win it for not only myself and the school, but, for him, that'll mean everything to me.
Coming up, the AU golf team finds out where it's playing in the NCAA Regional. Hear from the head coach and the team about the work they put in all season long.
President Trump's. To get the weather, you need to see the whole picture. That's why Live Fiber 6 gives you the Skyview network. Get a live view of traffic and weather from all over the CSRA. Available online 24 hours a day at WJBF.com and the free Live Fiber 6 mobile app. The WJBF Live Fiber 6 Skyview network, powered by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The Augusta men's golf team is coming off their third consecutive Southland Conference Championship. They held a watch party at the Augusta Golf House to see where they end up in the NCAA Regionals. The full 81 field was released, with the Jags competing in the Tallahassee Regional. AU is the 12th seed, joined alongside teams like Ole Miss, Florida State, San Diego State, and the 4th seed, Georgia Bulldogs. Now, AU is no stranger to success, though, taking home back-to-back national championships in 2010 in 2011. Now they'll hope to continue this year's success into the postseason.
Definitely have confidence, but we also know we have a lot of work to do. So we've been getting back to work. We know we've got about a week and a half left of practice, so we've got enough time to try to peak at the right time.
For us, which is good, is we're not one of the top 5 seeds, so kind of having that mentality of playing with house money, but a chip on your shoulder. Those top ranked teams are under a lot of pressure because they're expected to get through. So I think that's going to be our mentality going in.
The regional begins May 12th and it runs through the 14th. In South Carolina, women's basketball coach Dawn Staley now has her own statue in Columbia. The city unveiled her statue with Staley being on the ladder and cutting down the net, symbolizing her 3 national championships. Now, originally, Staley was against the idea of having a statue, but was inspired by the company behind the project.
I agreed to the statue, not for me, but for the girl who will walk by one day and wonder who I was. Maybe she'll look me up. She'll see that I did some things in basketball, of course, but I hope she sees much more. I hope she sees that I was a champion for equity and equality.
Now, the NFL is cracking down on the Atlanta Falcons, and defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich fining the team $250,000 and Ulbrich $100,000 due to his son Jax being involved in the prank call to now Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders during the NFL draft. And now the DC, he's speaking out for the first time.
My actions of not protecting confidential data were inexcusable. My son's actions were absolutely inexcusable. And for that, we are both deeply sorry. The NFL has taken action, and I fully respect the punishment.
Now, for the final time this academic school year, we honor a scholar athlete that excels in the classroom and in the community. This week, it's Kenzie Felix from Edmund Burke Academy. Kenzie is a multi-sport athlete involved in track and field, cross country, and softball. The all-star softball player was also awarded the best defensive player in the GIAA. The all-state cross country runner also received the Athletic Achievement Award at Edmund Burke and even has school records in the 800-meter and 2-mile races, but she credits her success to those around her.
It's really just an honor. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it without my coaches and family and peers, and God, of course. I mean, if he didn't bless me with this natural athletic ability, I couldn't do any of it.
She's always on a computer or always in a book or just putting the work in. I mean, she's a hard worker. She's dedicated.
I will hands down say that Kenzie is the most coachable child I have ever in 29 years coached. Anything, 100% effort, 100% of the time.
Kenzie, on behalf of Jefferson. Now, Kenzie plans on attending Georgia Southern, majoring in nursing. Congrats to her on her well-deserved award. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Is rainy weather putting a damper on your day? Enter to win your very own live Viper 6 umbrella today. Visit WJBF.com and click on Contest and fill out the entry form for your chance to win.
Getting your hands on a live Viper 6 umbrella has never been easier.
That's right. Lucky winners will be announced weekdays on News Channel 6 at 6.
Who knows? It could be you.
Sponsored by Busby's Heating and Air. When quality matters, call Busby's. Trusted since 1945.
You truly are remarkable.
Join us for an unforgettable night celebrating America's most remarkable women. Hosted by Brooke Burke. Remarkable Women, Saturday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. on News Channel 6. Featuring WJBF's regional winner, Charlotte Garnes. Remarkable Women is sponsored by Goodwill of Middle Georgia and the CSRA.
And last but not least, you know Myrtle Beach, the golf capital of the world, but it's also known for its iconic restaurants, including Berkey's Grill.
A year later, after a destructive fire, the iconic restaurant is reopening. Skylar Music tells us why Berkey's Grill is so special to the Myrtle Beach community.
When we burnt down, he actually financially supported all of his employees for a couple months
after it so everybody could find jobs.
After 40 years of serving the Myrtle Beach community, Berkey's Grill had a spontaneous combustion in December 2023. Owner Wayne Burkhardt says everything in the restaurant was damaged by the fire or smoke. But almost a year and a half later, Berkey's is finally reopening.
It's been a long road for him to get back to opening the restaurant, and I'm just excited for him. I'm excited for his customers and for Myrtle Beach.
Side salads, our three-way chili, our noodle chili cheese.
Burkhardt says 14 people who worked at Berkey's before the fire quit their current jobs to work there again.
We're so fortunate that they did. They all put their notices in and came to Berkey's to help me open up. Now we're all family again.
Many customers told us they feel like family too.
The staff is amazing. It's all really just a homey feel. You can walk in there and it actually feels like they know you.
Berkey's customers also love how quickly they can get their food.
I've got a store to run, so I can't be gone long. I'm able to step over there, get my food, come right back, not miss a beat.
But Burkhardt says reopening day won't be about speed. It'll be about accuracy, consistency, and welcoming their customers back home.
Welcome back. You'll recognize the crew, and the crew will recognize you. Nothing has changed, menu-wise, and a lot of people-wise.
Looks delicious.
Yeah, I love just a good restaurant with hamburgers, hot dogs, sweet treats.
Me too. It's all you need.
Can't go wrong. Well, our forecast is showing pretty nice weather. It's going to be mostly dry over the next 10 days. Not a washout by any means, just a pretty good chance of rain throughout the day on Saturday on and off, mostly coming in late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Back to sunshine next Monday.
The news back at the top of the hour on News Channel 6 at 11.
And Hogan's Heroes is next here on MeTV.
Have a great night.